Hey y'all, like this video as you come in. If you're in here, let me know. I'm trying to pull y'all up so I can read the comments. Okay. And today, let me know if you're in the chat. Give me a like. Let me know if you're in the chat. Give me a like. Leave me a comment. Let me know if y'all can hear me and see me. Okay, there it is. I can see y'all on my I have y'all comments right here. Hey. Looks like we got 3 people, 5 people. Leave a comment, say what's up. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about pretty privilege because this is a conversation that I see going around. I feel like it's been going around for like the past year or so. And it's a conflicting topic for me because I feel like it is both empowering and then also like very head a word. Can you say that? Can I say head ass? Because I feel like that's kind of what it is. I feel like it's empowering for women to go down the path of understanding that when you're pretty or you take time to mind your presentation and how you put yourself together, yes, there is going to be benefits that you get from life, but most of them should definitely be, there's nothing wrong with using your advantages, and I feel like you should, especially as a beautiful woman. And it does you a disservice not to know that you are a beautiful woman and stand in that. But at the same time, y'all know the old folks used to say, I know I've heard the saying and everything growing up is like, pretty is what pretty does. So there's more that goes into being pretty than just looks. Like a person who is pretty, obviously, it's like how they say you're saying the quiet part out loud. That's how I feel about pretty privilege, because obviously this person who is beautiful or pretty in some type of instance, they're going to they're going to have people that are attracted to them. But then what is also the reason from that? And then what are you actually gaining from it? And so I just wanted to talk about it. I just want to go live and talk about this topic. Y'all know I'm a new liver, so I have y'all right here. So I'm looking right here, but then I have the comments right here. So let me know if y'all can see me and hear me. I'm trying to see um, what what are the people into on a Friday night. Um, but yes, so the topic is pretty is what pretty does. And for me, what that means is like, yes, you should definitely go down the path of beautification, because on this channel, we've been talking about, beauty maxing, and we talk about being a signature woman. And a signature woman is a woman that is known for something. Okay, she shows up consistently as the version of herself of who she wants to be, polished, presentation put together, hair done, nails done, everything did. But it's more than just for the purpose of, arbitrary pretty privilege, or to, just be recognized by other people who she encounters in life. Like, yes, that is definitely a part of it. But what I always say is, when you put yourself together, when you figure out what your look is, when you have signatures as a woman, it's more so of a sign of goodwill to yourself. And then that is reflected back to you by other people. And I know it probably sounds cliche as well to say that, because it's like you get what you put out and all these different types of things. But it's like, especially for younger women, it's like literally a thunderstorm right now here in Houston. But especially for younger women, I wanted to make this topic. If it resonates, I might make this into a built in video, like a in channel video. But it's like, don't lose your mind over these social media trends and how they're presented, especially stuff like pretty privilege. Because if you're pretty, it definitely still comes with a level of responsibility. And I really don't like the word humility. I don't believe in humility. But for me, as a person who, because even in the past 2 days, like this past week, I've been busy because I have an event that I'm doing and everything. So I've really just been like in the house working on things, filming videos for y'all. So I decided to, is that thunder too loud? Y'all need to let me know. Somebody say something. So I decided to just like, pop out, show my face. And I've literally experienced like a lot of what the internet would call, pretty privilege in the past couple of days. People come online and be like, I had this done for me. I got this for free. I was able to get this experience, or I was able to, not have to pay for this. And so that has literally happened to me in the past couple of days a lot, and it always happens to me. Like the way I look at it, that's just my life, but I feel like it's a culmination of how I carry myself, how I present myself. And then the one thing too that I want to say, like I said, especially to any woman or young woman watching it, if it's in you, you should expect that to a certain degree. Like don't be surprised when you are receiving, y'all, what, like, when I tell you the sky is way closer in Texas, like when I moved here, the surround sound of a thunderstorm is literally crazy. So, can y'all hear that? I feel like there's no way y'all can't hear that. It literally sounds like a movie set. Like this video, give me a like if you're in here, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you are in here. Leave me a comment. Um But yeah, it should almost be expected, okay, when you receive pretty privilege, and not in an arrogant way, but of course, if you are embodying the self that you are meant to be, if you are showing up every day polished, put together, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you're working on your confidence, if you're empowering yourself, if you're doing the beauty maxing, which means, putting yourself together in a way that your look is not trendy, but it is according to your essence, it's very authentic, and you're projecting that, of course, people are going to respond to it. So, I think it's okay to be vain. I think it's okay to be pretty for pretty's sake. And we like to, do cute outfits and cute makeup looks and all these different types of things as women. But when it comes to the conversation of pretty privilege, that's why I say I feel like it's a conflicting conversation, because I feel like it is both empowering, but when you start talking about that, or like I've literally overheard conversations of people like bringing up pretty privilege or talking about it. And, I feel like it's a thing where is, if you know, you know, if you have it, you have it. And that's the thing that I feel about social media, is that there are outside people who observe the lifestyles or the treatment or whatever it is that other people are receiving. They bring it to the internet and try to synthesize it in a way, and it just ends up sounding wrong, or it ends up sounding off-putting in a certain type of way. Do I feel like you should create privilege for yourself by the way you show up and present yourself? Of course. That's literally the cheat code of life. Nobody should be walking around, looking like less than what they're capable of looking. That's how I personally feel, because yes, it does come with, positive reactions, positive responses, positive treatment, and everything like that in life. But what I also want to get at too is that, so in the past couple of days, like for example, I went to this restaurant that I like, and there is a item on the menu that they had as a special one time, and I really enjoyed it. And so I don't even remember how, but I ended up talking to the chef, right? And I was telling him, "Wow, this tastes really good. I love this dish that you prepared. Cool." So now every time I go there and I feel like having that, I will ask like, is let's call him G. Is Chef G here? And he will literally prepare the dish for me. It's not on the menu. He be like, "Oh, I gotta go and get ingredients and everything like that." So I needed to get a case. Hey y'all, give me a like on this video, thumbs it up. Leave me a comment. Let me know that y'all can see me and hear me. Say, hey, Kia, what's up? How's it going? But definitely like the live for me as y'all are coming in. So basically, this was yesterday because I had to go get a case for my iPad. I ended up not even being able to get the case because they didn't have what I needed at the Apple store because I really just wanted something black. Okay. I didn't want all those colors that it was giving. So I was like, okay, let me just go down the street and, have some lunch. So I went in there and I was like, oh, is Chef G here? And so the server, he was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Can you ask him, can he make this dish for me?" He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have him come out for you." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So he came out, he's like, "Hey, how are you? How's it going?" and everything. I'm asking him, I'm like, "Hey, where you been?" I'm like, "Oh, you're hard to catch because I came in here before and you weren't here and all this different type of stuff." So long story short, I asked him, could he make the dish for me? He said absolutely he could make it. He's like, but I have to make a sauce. So it's gonna take me a second. Did you order anything? Did you order any appetizers? And I was like, oh, I just ordered some oysters. And he was like, okay, let me see what I can do to, get everything coming out for you and everything. Cool. So they brought my oysters. I had that and I ate those. And then he came back out and he had like an assortment of oysters that he prepared because the dish that he was making for me, that's not on the menu. And he's like, I gotta make a sauce, I gotta do all this stuff. Y'all, the sky is boom, 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 bass. Anyways, like this video, say hey Kia, give me a like as you come in. So, anyways, he comes back out with like an assortment of oysters that he prepared. He's like, oh, this is oysters Rockefeller. This is a fried oyster and a remoulade sauce. There's this, and that. So he created a whole appetizer for me. While I was sitting there waiting for him to make me this fish that's not even on the menu. That was a special one time that when I come in and I request for him, he'll make this dish for me. Okay. And so he's bringing me that, and then he ends up bringing me the fish, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good, it looks amazing, I'm really happy that you were able to make this for me, I really appreciate it. And he goes, yeah, he was like, the server told me, he was like, hey G, there's a pretty lady that's out there that's asking for you. And I was like, what? So I, obviously came out to see who it was. And then it was you. And so he's like, okay, do you need anything else? Enjoy and all this different type of stuff. Cool. So I eat the fish. It's great. It's amazing. He comes back out to talk to me. I'm, thanking him. And then we just started getting into, what he's been up to, the dishes that he's been preparing, like how he's able to, do the menu and how much creative freedom he does or doesn't have at the restaurant. So we're just having like a brief conversation. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this story is because in the end, when I received my bill, the only thing they charged me for was the 6 oysters that I ordered as my appetizer, right? So the chef literally was going through all of this, bringing me appetizers, cooking me food and stuff that's not on the menu, and being like, "Oh, you look nice today. How are you? How have you been? Cool." A lot of people would say that's pretty privilege. But I feel like the reason why I'm giving y'all the rundown of the interaction is because you have to have a level of like graciousness. Like the pretty can get you so far, but y'all, it's a certain way that you have to carry yourself. Like me, I know how to hold a conversation with people. I don't expect, like, I expect to be treated well, but I don't expect people to just like, oh, I'm pretty, so you should be doing this for me. Like that's not the vibe. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to pretty privilege, I feel like that's what's missing from the conversation. And then it's almost made to seem that like being pretty, I don't ever want to say like being pretty isn't enough because that's just a whole nother conversation. Because it's like, why can't women just be pretty? And then we got to do this, we got to do that. But also at the same time, y'all, sometimes what y'all perceive as privilege that can be created pretty or not. And that's why I say pretty is what pretty does. If you are a person that's not considered necessarily conventionally attractive, but you put yourself together, you go into environments and you carry yourself well, you know how to hold a conversation, you're, inquisitive, whatever the case is. Hey, y'all, give me a like on this live, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, say, hey, Kia, what's going on? Y'all leave me a comment, give me a like. Um, But if you carry yourself a certain way, and I feel like, like I said, I don't really like the word humble because humility and humiliation, that's got too many letters that's close to it for me. So I don't really like that. But if you carry yourself as a class act, a classy woman who is gracious and you remember things about people, you're able to kind of hold a conversation and you bring a little bit of personality to it, I feel like that goes further. That goes a longer way. And that's why I say pretty is what pretty does, is because it's like it's about also, do you act pretty? Like you can be pretty, but are you taking the time to really just provide a beautiful essence in the world? Because that's what I always want women to know. We can go down the rabbit hole of saying, do this, do that, follow this trend, follow that trend, put your hair this way, put your hair that way, but it's really not on you, it's in you. And that's why I say pretty is what pretty does. It's really just an essence. So, oh my God, are you serious? It's a thunder and lightning situation. Give me a like, y'all. Leave me a comment. Like this video as you're coming in the live. Give it a like. Um, but yeah, y'all, say that to say, I feel like, pretty is what pretty does, and anybody can embody the essence of being pretty. And I really feel like it just takes, you know, effort into how you carry yourself. And the effort is more so of just being aligned and intentional, right? And then also carrying yourself with a level of graciousness so that you are getting back what it is that you're reflecting out. So anybody can create pretty privilege, right? If you look the part, present yourself a certain way, and you're a pleasant person, I feel like that is literally the sum of pretty privilege. And then I say that too because you'll notice the difference in these times. Like, I literally just came back from being out as well, and I had a similar experience. It's a place that I go to, and I was sitting there, and then, the bartender, the owner, all of the workers in the restaurant, they kept taking turns coming up to me, talking to me. I was there by myself. I was literally just sitting there, staring off into space. I haven't been there in a while. So everybody was coming up, taking turns to talk to me. Give me a like, y'all. Leave me a comment as y'all are coming into the live. And so everybody was taking turns just coming up and talking to me. And I'm just like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Like, I'm asking people like, oh, how's your dog? Because I remember like, oh, your dog had surgery, whatever the case is. Just being a regular person, being conversational. It's like, yes, you can be pretty, but I feel like there's more to the allure. And I'm bringing that up is because there was women who was sitting there also at the bar. And it's like, after so many people kept coming up and talking to me, it was kind of like a side eye, looking like, okay, well, who are you? Like, who is this? Because when I tell you, everybody was coming up and talking to me and saying this and saying that and whatever the case is. But that's why I say, y'all, pretty is what pretty does. The reason I'm saying that is because you could be in a room full of pretty women, but if it's in you and not on you, there's going to have to be some type of tiebreaker. There's going to have to be something that makes a person stand out. And that's not to pit women against each other. That should encourage you to say, like, hey, like I always say, it's not on you, it's in you. So typically, what is going to be the tiebreaker is, who is the genuine person, who is walking in authenticity. You see what I'm saying? Like, beauty is an essence that anybody can grasp. It's not about the next person who's being prettier than the other, like, oh, you're prettier than this woman, so in this scenario the men are here and these women get the opportunity and these women don't. Like, no, that's not what it's about. And then also too, it's nice to get good treatment, it's nice to get free stuff and everything as well, but then also too, what does that amount to? Right? A couple of dollars saved here and there, because me, I don't go anywhere that I can't pay for. I'm always willing to pay. I'm always willing to pay full price. And I'm a good tipper. I love to, accommodate and tip people for the service and, the presentation that they have provided to me. I feel like it's a two-way street. But oftentimes when I leave the house, all the time when I leave the house, I'm talking about oftentimes, there's never a time when I don't leave the house and I don't look, up to par because that's just the standard that I set for myself. And then when people see that over and over and over and over again, like this lady has been coming here for a year now and she's always looked this way. She's always had this presentation. She's always had this disposition. Pretty is what pretty does. And that's really what I want women to know. And I really want even like the younger women to know that as well. Like, don't be on TikTok running crazy trying to figure out how to put yourself together and so you can be in people's face and so they can look favorably on you and then like what give you something for free. Is that nice? Cool, but I don't feel like that should be the point or the goal. Hey y'all, give me a like, give me a like, leave me a comment, like this live as you're coming in. um And if it's a fun goal, like sometimes you get with your friends and it's like, okay, we all going now, we being cute, like we about to get some stuff for free because we all just know we look good. And that oftentimes happens. Like that's a thing and that's fun and that's a vibe. But what I'm saying is don't ever let it become an attitude to where this whole pretty privilege thing makes or breaks you. Because what if you get into a situation where that's the other thing that I wanted to say, like when you are pretty too, it's like and everybody sees that you do become a target in some instances as well. So there are perks to it, but you also got to, watch and see who's around you and see who's looking cuz like I said, like a lot of the women today who I was around, they was looking like, y'all know the look like when you just kind of look like it's a side eye situation and I'm just like hey I'm literally just here talking to the people because they're talking to me. So then when you have that whole whatever pretty privilege vibe thing, it can put a target on your back. And then not even just with other women or just people who feel like, oh, she thinks she's cute, she thinks she's pretty, so I'm gonna not treat her the best, I'm gonna not offer her these pleasantries, I'm gonna not allow her to skip the line or get something for free or whatever the case is. And people will do that on purpose. And the point is, it don't matter because it doesn't take away from your value and who you are in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So, a pretty privilege, like, yes, but also no. Like, it should really just be kind of a icing on the cake situation. Um, yeah, that's what I think. Like this video, babes. Give me a like. So yeah, the topic is pretty privilege. And pretty is what pretty does, right? You can't just be caught up in these trends and building a whole persona and a whole personality and wondering if the next woman is receiving pretty privilege or not, because I've been seeing a influx of videos on like the maxing trend. Personally, I like the maxing trend because beauty maxing to me means like get in your bag and figure out what looks good on you, like do your own beautification in a way that speaks to you. And that's the other thing too, beautification and then making yourself look pretty. Like there could be two pretty people, right? Or there could be just two women. Say one woman is even prettier than the other. But in the moment that I personally feel like one woman, she puts that effort into her presentation and you can tell that, she cares about herself to take the time to do her makeup, to put on a nice outfit, whatever the case is, cuz there's a lot of beautiful people in the world. It's a lot of beautiful people walking around. And but I feel like the idea of beautification, putting yourself together, presenting a polished front, that is a currency in certain environments that will get you privileges. You see what I'm saying? So you could be pretty in an environment, but did you beautify yourself? So then you're not going to get the privileges of that environment and what it has to offer. The same thing with pretty privilege too is why I feel like the conversation is like a yes but a no. I feel like it's kind of lame because yes, pretty privilege is a thing, it exists, it's great. I feel like women should take advantage of it, but I feel like you shouldn't let it define you, or I feel like you shouldn't let it inflate you, because anybody can create privilege. And that's why I talk about the signature woman on my channel. When you have signatures, when you're known for something, and you know who you are, and you know what your genre is, what your archetype is, what your essence is as a woman, you put yourself in front of the proper audience that is going to receive that. You put yourself in front of the right location, so that you can reap the benefits. Pretty beauty, like they say, is in the eye of the beholder. Sometimes we can all objectively be like, okay, Beyonce's pretty, Rihanna's pretty, okay, whoever is pretty. But also, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And that's why I feel like pretty is more so than anything what pretty does. Okay. Like, sometimes pretty doesn't just equal the way that you look, it equals the effort that you put in. Sometimes in certain environments, it equals, the effort that you don't put in, or seemingly the effort that you don't put in, like, because you're giving whatever it is, like this flawless vibe. Like, there's different types of pretty and different levels of currencies that work in different environments. Okay, so anybody can access pretty. Anybody can access pretty privilege. Getting these notifications. Leave me a like, y'all. As you come in the live, leave me a like. Give me a comment. Pretty is what pretty does. Okay, yeah, I put that right. Privilege. Pretty privilege. Anyways, y'all, I'm a new liver. So here we are. What does it say? 3 people? Now 2 people? How y'all doing? Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Just be like, hey, Kiya, just type it. I'm asking you. Like, you looking at me? I'm looking at you. Like, what's up? Hello. No, but thank you for being here. And thank you for watching. So yeah, y'all. That's my topic. I was trying to go live and see what y'all are doing and what y'all are talking about. Maybe I'll just make this a what do you call it? I don't even know what to call it. An in-feed video, a stationary video. But yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts on pretty privilege. I feel like anybody can access pretty privilege. I feel like it shouldn't make you. I feel like, yes, you should get up and beautify yourself and look good every single day, but like, pretty privilege is great, but I don't know. I think it's just me too, as well. Because everybody who knows me knows that, like, I'm not really into social media and the way that social media presents stuff. So I just feel like the topic, the way that it's presented, I can see both sides. I definitely feel like it's both empowering and a little bit head ass, but that's just for me. To be like, pretty privilege, like how to get pretty privilege, how to increase your privilege, because I really want to know, like, because also I feel like people are using pretty privilege to amount to Skittles. You remember when we was on the playground and it would be a kid with a bag of Skittles, and so you had the Skittles, so you were popular, and so they might give some Skittles to one person, and then the person's got the Skittles in their hand and it's a sweaty child's hand, but you're so thirsty for some Skittles that you'll be like, can I get some Skittles? And you're taking a sweaty Skittle out of another child's hand on the playground. And that's how I feel like some of these social media concepts are presented as Skittles. Pretty privilege of Skittles. Like, what are you actually getting from the privilege? Because when I talk about getting good treatment and getting a good response out of life and making connections and stuff like that, for me, I guess I'm talking about it from like a lifestyle and business oriented perspective. It's not necessarily from this perspective of like infiltrating a social circle or being in a man's face or getting a man to do this or getting a man to do that, because it's just like, that's Skittles. What does it amount to? Like, I'm asking you, if you're out and a man sees you and he wants to pay for your food, that's nice. It's a nice gesture. And again, that's why I say you should always be gracious and even grateful. Because to me, I feel like I'm a grateful person. I'm very grateful, I'm very gracious. And when someone does something nice for me, I let them know I'm appreciative. Like when the chef, he went out of his way to make the dish for me, I was like, I really appreciate you making this for me. It's really good as usual. And he's like, no, it's my pleasure. It's no problem. I'm glad that you asked for this dish because it allows me to be, creative because I really like making this. But, they didn't want it to stay on the menu as a, set in dish. So, even stuff like that. This is what I'm trying to say too as well. When I say it's not on you, it's in you, because that's what he said to me. He said, I'm glad you come in here and you like the dish and you asked for it because it helps me to be creative. Are you helping people to be creative? Are you helping people to feel like, in a sense that they have purpose or that they feel appreciated? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I'm a grateful person, I'm a gracious person. I don't mind telling a person, how they have benefited me, how I appreciate something that they've done, and I'm not going out of my way acting like, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing in the world. But at the same time, is like having manners, having decorum, putting yourself together, being grateful, using your pleases and your thank yous, being appreciative. All of that is pretty acting. Are we acting pretty? That's my thing too. So maybe it's just like me talking to me, but I'm just trying to figure it out because it's just something about the videos that I see and the topic of pretty privilege when it's talked about. I feel like, "Ugh, yes, but no." Like there's a little bit of something that's missing, you know, from the conversation. Now back to the Skittles. This is what I mean. Like, so at the end of the day, if you get pretty privileged and someone gives you something, say, for free, what is the free thing? And like, what does it amount to? That doesn't mean that you don't be grateful for it. That doesn't mean that you don't be appreciative for it, but you're gonna build your whole personality up on pretty privilege of what? Men sending you drinks at the bar, alcohol, toxins, poison. Like, what are the privileges? Like, let's do privilege maxing. Okay, if we're doing pretty privilege, we need to maximize the privileges that we're getting. Now, me, when I go out, I be minding my business. I put myself in beautiful environments because that's what I like to do. Oftentimes, when I do meet people, and why, like, I'll know the chef and know the people all at the restaurant, is because I will literally go to a restaurant at a time where nobody is there. It's like I'm genuinely just enjoying my own company, and I might strike up a conversation with, if I see the owner or whoever or whatever is there. And then that's how you build the connection and how you get to know people. So then when there's a bunch of people in the restaurant like it was tonight and it looks so busy and it's like, well, who is this lady and why is everybody talking to her and everybody knows her? Well, that's the reason why. Because also, I'm not always trying to put myself in a prime time situation where I am just like seeking attention or like always seeking an outcome. Sometimes I'm just minding my business. And then I might encounter a businessman that's there and he's having a lunch and we'll end up having a conversation. That's what I be trying to use my pretty privilege for. Tell me what you know so I can go use it and apply it for myself. Do give me some information that will give me the privilege of building a better life for myself or putting myself in a better position. Give me a like, y'all. Leave me a like as y'all come in. Leave me a comment. The topic is pretty privilege, and pretty is what pretty does. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, well, then what are the privileges? Like, I know what the privileges are, but I want to know, do y'all know what the real privileges are of pretty privilege? And it's not just these little skittles and cracker jacks of people sending you drinks and telling you you're pretty and letting you skip the line to sweat in a club. Like, all of that stuff is good to like build up your confidence and kind of like have it under your belt, like when you're younger. And even just as a woman, if you've never experienced that, definitely experience it, because I feel like it's just a it's just a requisite that you want to have under your belt as a woman. I get it, but then at the same time, we can't overly glorify a skittle of an experience, because when we're going out and we're seeking pretty privilege, like people say pretty privilege will get you jobs. That's where you want to maximize, okay? The pretty privilege. Look your best, your presentation, polished, put together, all that, whatever kind of thing it is. They say looking pretty can enhance and change your life to a degree better than having a master's degree. That is a pretty privilege that I'm here for. That is the type of pretty privilege that I feel like I like, because I feel like it empowers women. Where I don't want, the conversation to go left, especially for young women, is like you can't build a personality off of pretty privilege. And then what are the privileges? First in line to be in some man's face who you shouldn't even be talking to in the first place. Like, for first, the privilege to what, to be talking to Darius and them, and have a drink of Hennessy and cranberry juice. Like, what is the privilege? Like, let the privilege be something substantive. You know what I'm saying? Like a substantial privilege. Hey y'all, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, or leave. um So yeah, that's how I feel about pretty privilege. I feel like pretty is what pretty does. I feel like it's a mindset, but then also too, like, don't be falling for skittles and then calling it pretty privilege. Like, get some business ideas. Get some funding money to start yourself a business. Like, acquire some funds so you can pay up your rent or pay off a debt or invest it. I personally believe that you should invest before you pay off debt. Definitely keep your balances where they're supposed to be, and pay your payments. But I feel like you got to time in and compound. I'm going to say go ahead and invest all of the way. But if you're going to be looking for the privileges in life, don't let it be skittles of using the pretty for skittles, getting all gussied up, and then going and sitting in front of somebody to see if they like you better than the next person, and they can't even do nothing for your life to change it or anything like that. Because I have a feeling with the way that social media presents topics and how they don't tell the full story, and how there's a lack of thoroughness and instructions unclear. Now young beautiful woman has put on $500 worth of makeup products to go sit in Quinterion's face at the club because he invited her in to his section. Mission unaccomplished. Pretty privilege. It extends beyond that. Not to say you can't do that. Not to say it's not fun, but it's a time. But it's a time and a place. It's a time and a place for that. Okay, and that's not the privilege maxing mindset of what pretty privilege can actually give you. I feel like if we're going to shoot, I feel like we need to shoot higher, and we need to shoot for the stars. That's why I feel like pretty privilege, the conversation, like, yes, because this is my thing too. I feel like beauty and prettiness, it's a blessing. It's a gift from God, and it is an endowment, and it comes with power. It definitely comes with power, and with great power comes great responsibility. That's why when I be hearing these young ladies crying about being pretty because don't nobody like them, or somebody's jealous of them, like how I talked about today. I was in the restaurant, and then it was ladies looking sideways, wondering, like, well, who is she? Why is everybody talking to her? Duh. Of course that's going to happen. That's what happens when you're pretty. It comes with a territory. Are you able to handle it? Are you going to cower in the face of your own power? That was a bar. Are you going to cower in the face of your own power? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Once you get the pretty privilege, what is your plan? What are you going to do with it? What are you like? What is the plan? Okay, once you have the pretty privilege, what are you going to do with it? I feel like it's meant to be directed into something greater than, you know what I'm saying? And and not just for the sake of, right? I feel like beauty is something that you can kind of catch it like a wave. You know what I'm saying? Like you can catch beauty, you can catch pretty, you can be inspired, you can come up with, different ways to express it and then utilize it for your benefit. And then you can just walk in the world, walk out and be it. That's me all day in Target being pretty for what? For getting a new eyeliner? Yeah, just for whatever reason. In the grocery store next to the arugula, that's fine too, but pretty privilege. I feel like, I'm about being strategic. And so I feel like when once you get the pretty privilege, have a pretty plan in place of what you're going to do with it. And then also too, like don't just be looking around just thinking like people are better than you. That's what I'm saying too, because they're pretty or something like that, because that's not really how it works. That's why I say pretty is what pretty does. Like you can employ the skill of beautification and receive the privileges out of life, but that's just the simple fact of you put some effort in to enhance yourself, and so people see that. And it's just like people really underestimate the power of like perceived effort. That's really what it is. Like nobody said you had to do a full glam on the face. Like even me, like today with my makeup, this what happened. I was literally doing my makeup and I was thinking, I was like, hey y'all, leave me a like as you come in, leave me a comment, say hey Kia, how are you today, how are you today. um, I was like, what would happen if I didn't do my eyebrows? And then I picked up my eyebrow pencil and I said, well, there's no pencil left, so we're about to find out. So today I didn't do my eyebrows. Right. I didn't do my eyebrows, and these are just my eyebrows. And so then it's just like sometimes you gotta look and be like, is it the brows? Is it the brows? Is that why people like me? Is that why I'm pretty? Is it because my eyebrows? And then you go out, no eyebrows. Same response. No, it's not the eyebrows. Okay. It's me. All right. So that's what I'm saying. Pretty is what pretty does. Is it the clavicle? Is it my decolletage? Is it because I have a my shoulders out is a defined clavicle? Is that why people like me? Is that why I'm receiving privileges in life? And then I show up in a turtleneck. Same response. It's not the clavicle, it's me. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's not on you, it's in you, right? Pretty is what pretty does. This is what I want people to know. Beauty maxing, pretty privilege, all that different type of stuff. I'm gonna always tell women to like focus on the inner and then how it reflects to the outer. Because pretty privilege. What do y'all think? Leave me a like and say, hey kid, what's up? So, anyways, y'all. So that's my topic. Pretty privilege. Pretty is what pretty does. I might make this into a real video because I just want to go live, and these are my thoughts. See, this is the thing too. Like, I need to get my live game up. I appreciate everybody that was here or who came in the live, but remember this. This how it be. I'm sitting up here. I'm doing a topic, and I'm just talking to me. Where was the privilege? Did I get pretty privilege for showing up and being on live and nobody said anything to me? Was that the pretty privilege? Should I just give up in life because the pretty didn't privilege towards a live full of members bursting at the seams to chat and give me a like? If you're in here, give me a like. Come on in, give me a like, leave me a comment. No, where was the privilege? You have to have an ethic about yourself. Okay? You have to have heart, you have to have grace, you have to have grit, you have to show up for yourself, because at the end of the day, all of these trends and ideas and thought forms is nonsensical stuff. Where's the pretty privilege on a Friday night when 3 people are in the live. Do I deflate? Do I recoil? Do I become a shell of who I am? No. I say thank you to the people who listen to my topic. I personally feel like it would have, translated a little bit, more if I would have had a little bit of feedback, a little bit of talk back, because at this point I've been on for 44 minutes. So leave me a like, leave me a comment if you are in here. Um but this is what I'm saying. There's more to life than the privileges that you get from others. Where are my privileges? Okay? Where are they? Right? And then that's the other thing too. You got this is why even sometimes I don't even like online topics, because I'd be like, what am I talking about? I have to like bring myself back to the concept of like social media as a thing, and here we are. Because even like for me, this is the type of person that I am. Y'all know I will go ghost on social media for like years, like a pin drop. Nobody knows about me. Nobody knows where it is, because it's like I like having a community on social media, which is why, y'all will send me emails and all that stuff and come get me and be like, Kia, come back, whatever the case is. I just started going live. So, I don't have any livers yet, but we're going to pump it up. We're going to build up the live situation. But also, too, like in real life, I can get validation easily. I can walk into any place easily and get validation. So like I don't need social media. And I feel like social media is a weird ricochet of a group think tank. Like not a think tank, but a group think tank. And so these ideas can get into your head that are like nonsensical and don't match with the frequency and the vibration of real actual life. Like you can talk a good game. You can come on social media and say, do this, do that, get pretty privileged, this and that and the third. But what I'm trying to tell you as a person who literally creates the pretty privilege is like, because the reason why I made this topic too, I'm like, this is the type of stuff that the girls be talking about online. This is the type of stuff that they be making whole videos and think pieces about and walk into the room and own the room and be the one that's magnetic. I talk about that kind of stuff too. But for me, I think too, sometimes because I actually live it, I'm not really trying to think about it in a way to where it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a great video topic. That's always been my thing with social media. People have always tried to, get me to do social media, be into it and everything like that, and be like, oh my God, you should say that again. People used to try to get me to do skits and everything. It's just like, if I'm funny, I'm funny. If I say something that's funny, it's funny. I'm not sitting here writing it down like, let me save that and let me say it again in a tweet or in a social media or whatever. So when I go out living my life, like I try to use my experience to help other women. But that's the thing about influencers and social media people. And this is no offense to teachers, because I always say I'm a teacher and a businesswoman. I am not an influencer. But there is the saying that goes, those who can do and those that can't teach. There's a different vibe in actually being able to embody something and be that versus like get the information from observation and try to synthesize it and give it to other people. That's a whole totally different thing. That's a whole totally different vibe. So there could be people who are trying their best to be like, oh, okay, like pretty privilege, how to be pretty, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But at the same time, it's going to be a difference with the person who actually walks in the room and gets the attention and makes the connections. And I think too, like that's why I don't like social media, because it's just like you really don't need any of this. This is just the option. But it's cool, right? Because we have that option and we can connect with other people and we can build community, we can share ideas across and everything like that. Sometimes I think just like the delivery and some of the ideas get a little bit lost in translation to where it can come across a little bit just like diluted or just a little bit lame to me as a person who feels like I actually live life and put effort into creating actual life experiences for myself and not just trying to do an experience or like think about an experience through the lens of, and then how am I going to say this back to people so I can get likes on social media? That's the thing about influencers. And social media and these topics. So if you're watching this on the playback, let me know. Like, leave me a comment like, girl, what? Like, what are you saying? Is it that deep? Is it not that deep? I just feel like pretty privilege, yes, it exists. But like I said, it's like saying the quiet part out loud. Because if you have it, you just live that. And then it's cool for other people to spread the word for sure. Cause I'm that type of person like, babe, dress up, look your best, feel good about yourself. Why wouldn't you? You're leaving all of this money on the table, figuratively, for your confidence and your emotion and your own self concept. Because that's the thing too. Like, I'm the type of person that's like, I really like to get to the root of things and figure out like, how can this work? Like, how can this be? How can this be real? Like, you want to be a real person that gets real results. Like, how can this be real? Okay. When you beautify yourself, when you dress up and you show up well, sure, yes, it's going to have an impact on other people, but we are literally very habitual people who are thinking on autopilot for majority of the time. When you dress up and do all the things to beautify yourself, it's conditioning yourself to see yourself as the best version. And then your actions and your habits are going to align with that. And then that becomes the you. So it's the same as like when people grow up and they're privileged and people be like, oh, you're privileged. It's because they don't know no different. That's, it's in them. That's who they are. They don't know the struggle of having to, ask for something and there's an excuse as to why they can't get it. Like, they are privileged. So that's what I mean when I say like privilege is a mindset, and everybody has the opportunity to create privilege for themselves. So it's not just like, you know, pretty privilege and how to get it and how to get some. You can get some. You can create the privilege all day long. But is it about the privilege, or is it about the privilege that you get from other people, or is it about the privilege of seeing yourself as the best version of yourself to yourself? Because when that's the case, other people have no choice but to respond to it. Okay? Like, they're gonna treat you cute because you're just cute. Because you look at yourself as cute and you affirm that you think you're cute by getting yourself cute. It's cyclical, it's a circle. You see what I'm saying? So, pretty privilege. Is it you, or is it the what you perceive as the thing that you get is the privilege? Y'all got to really be listening to understand what I'm saying. Now, y'all might be listening, but I don't know because y'all didn't leave me no comment, and that's fine. I'm over it. I'm over the situation. Um, but if you're watching this on the playback, leave me a comment, leave me a like, let me know. Comment down below when you're online, when you get on live. Are you a liver? Do you watch lives? What's a good time to go live? Is it like, do I just need to keep going live? I went live in the morning and I had like a decent amount of people, but then I guess like Juneteenth Friday at 7:30, maybe you guys are out, cackling and backling with your friends and doing whatever. Maybe that's me, because I know what I'm about to do. I'm about to take a shower and get in the bed because I have something to do in the morning. I have to get up, but I was gonna do that anyways because I'm an early person. I love to go out during the day, y'all. I love to just like get up, do my stuff. I had like some stuff that I had to do today, and then I had some errands. I had to do my hair to make sure that was right. So y'all know that was a whole thing. And then I was like, okay, I did everything. So let me just, get cute, be cute, do the rest of my errands, and then, take myself out to my favorite restaurant and then, stop over at the other place and everything. And then I was literally here. I think I was back home before 6 or at 6. I've been on here for an hour now. And I always say, pretty is what pretty does. Go to sleep, go to bed. The best thing, the most prettiest thing that you can do for yourself is to go to sleep because it's really nothing to stay up about. What is it to be up about? Scrolling? Boo. Binging? Boo. No. No. Mm-mm. It's called Club Bed. If you like, listen, you got to spend time in dreamland for real. Like, you got to be in that other world. If you want to look ethereal, otherworldly, you gotta lay down, go to sleep, and spend time in the other world. I'm telling you, I can only tell you what I know. Okay, this is the beauty maxing hacks from the life of a pretty privilege. Anyways, like this video, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this topic. Leave me some comments for lives in the future. If I should expand, let me know, and I can turn this into a um what do you call it, like a main channel video, because there's like shorts, then there's lives, and then there's like the production video, that you film and edit and y'all watch. Anyways, I was behind on um my filming because I've just been busy, and so I'm like trying to incorporate lives too. So let me know, y'all. But anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. Please go ahead and give me a like, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more fun videos like this. And I will catch y'all in my next video. Bye.